Alrighty, you'll listen, everyone. Wait, real quick though, before you start, where's this fucking button? Because I don't want to. Is there? Is that thing? Okay. Just gonna go down.
Avoid it like the plague. Oops.
On the bottom. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. Hello. Are you not old enough to sit on this side? What is happening here? Everybody on this side is like young and full of youth and vibrancy and Tom, and then everyone over here. Yeah. Yes. Don't argue with me. Just take the compliment. What are we doing? We're in an oven that is haunted by the spirits of the abused, trying to make the yuck-em-ups. Hi. Good evening. How are you all? Grand. Did everyone have a good domestic infant suppliers day? Okay. Some of you too sad for that joke, some of you not hip enough to the scene. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna do some jokes over here, and then I'm just gonna weave back, because I feel bad for y'all, like you've been neglected this whole night, and then I'm gonna come back over here so you remember, like you paid good money. That's what you said up front. This is here. Should we do the joke? Should we start? Should we do the things? So my name is Trevor, which I hate. It's not a good name as far as names go. Like, the name itself is giving up on the name. It's like, my name is Trev, or Travis, or Tyler, or whatever you want it to be. Really, it's fine. My name is Trevor Tanqueray, or Trail Mix. Anything that starts in the T zone, I'll take it. I'm non-confrontational. I was raised in an abusive household. It's not, grand. It's, what is your name, my friend? James. See, good. A King James Bible is the first thing that comes to my mind. James is a very solid name. Do you know what it means? Like the meaning of your name?
It's derivation of Jacob.
Derivation of Jacob. So no. No. Okay. We never do. That's fine. White people, we never know what our names mean. We all have them. It's usually related to God. It's like, I'm God's favorite, or only God can judge me, or I am God, or God. Lady God. But if you go other places, which I know not everybody here does, because Nevada County is an island surrounded by land, connected only by roads. But if you do go to the other places and meet some of the other people, you will find their names are fantastic, wonderful names. Like, I met a woman once, her name was Huaracon, which is the triple heartbeat of the universe. It's like, my name's Ross. It means dress for less. Yeah. My name, Trevor, means prudence, which is a girl's name. And the second worst Beatles song. That was me. Long and winding road. But like, Trevor is not a manly name. It's not a James. There haven't been any King Trevors. They gave up, and hopefully there won't be. But, nobody's ever been like, whoa, what happened to you? Trevor just kicked my ass. Nobody's ever said that before. Or it's never been like, hey, has anybody seen Trevor? My car just broke down. Like, people don't come to us for help. It's never like, Trevor's here, start the orgy. That doesn't... Trevor's are usually the one being like, is it time to start the orgy? But it's fine. I don't need a manly name because I'm not a manly person. I'm a non-binary person. Hold your applause. Thank you. I said to hold it. I'm a non-binary person. It means I use they, them pronouns. This can be confusing for some people. They're like, hey, that's for plurals. You ain't a plural. And first of all, thank you for noticing. But second, in this day and age, if you have to be a Nazi, be a grammar Nazi. I approve of that. But it's a lot simpler than people make it out to be. We do it all the time. It would be like, someone left their car running. Did you see which way they went? And you might say, yes, I followed them and stabbed them. And now they are dead. Thank you, officer. We do this all the time. Shouldn't be that confusing. It's like, I get it though. I'm annoyed by it, and I am it. Like, we're the vegan option for genders. Like, valid but annoying. it's like non-dairy milk, non-binary people. We're the same. It's annoying. If you're still confused, it means I'll use the men's room, but I'll talk. Does that narrow it down for you? Does that make sense where we are? Okay. It's like, okay, we've got red wine, white wine, and non-binary. I'm not a wine. I'm a person. You should treat me with respect. I'm gonna give you a break. So that is me. I'm seeing someone. Thank you. I did not say hold your applause, and you did not. I appreciate that. Yes, I am seeing someone. I'm in a long-distance relationship, which is another way of saying that I'm single. But I have a lot of phone calls I have to make. Like I have a schedule. It's kind of like I'm dating, but with a parole officer. It's like I gotta make time for the meeting, because if we don't FaceTime, there's a chance I might FaceTime. Although, at least with a parole officer, if you went to prison, like, somebody would be sharing your room with you at night, so that'd be a plus. And there's a chance you'll get laid. Willie knows. But yeah, I'm doing the long distance thing. Because I'm doing the long distance thing, we're trying to keep the romance alive still, in the relationship. We want to keep the knowing nod, yes. My condolences, and also call me. So, we've moved beyond sexting, though, at this point. Do y'all fuck with sexting? James, you sext? Not a whole lot? It's because you don't need to, man. You just send a selfie and you're like, that did all, a picture's worth 1,000 words. We do though, we sext. So sexting, if you're not familiar, sexting is texting plus sex. It's, I want to bend you over the countertop and thrust so deep inside of you that glasses break and you forget the name of colors. And then I'll text her back something like, I want to lick you, or whatever. We've gone beyond that now. We are into dexting. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with serial killers, Willie. Dexting is domestic sexting. So this is where I'll be like, hey girl, I'm feeling dirty. I think we should take a shower. Do you want to shower together? And she'll be like, no. That always takes longer, and I'm concerned about the drought. That's dexting, baby. Or dexting will be like, I want to see you at a party. Walk across the room. Lean down. Put my hand on the small of your back. And whisper, I think we should go, I've got work in the morning. Oh, texting, that's what I long for. Or I'll text back, what are you wearing? She won't text back anything. Because we're enjoying the comfortable silences. That's what I long for. That's what I want us to have. I want to be her person, until death do us part. Statistically, my death do us part. Because, the gender expression is whatever, but the biology is still there. Although she smokes, so really it's anyone's game. And I don't know why that's what I want, because, in best case scenario, in a loving monogamous relationship, the best thing that can happen is that the two of you love each other and then one of you dies. And you're very, very sad. That's the best case scenario. Best case scenario is you have a home together and you live and you're rocking in your rocking chairs and then one of you stops rocking. Hopefully before you forget each other. My grandmother had Alzheimer's and I'll never forget the last thing she said to me, but she did, and that's my point. That's the best case. The best case scenario is, Titanic, the movie Titanic? There's this old couple. James, you remember, you were there. There's this couple. And they're looking into each other's eyes as the water levels are rising, and they know that they've loved each other their whole lives. And then the last bubble goes bloop. That is the best case scenario. On the plane that hit the World Trade Center, I hope there was a happy couple. Somebody who didn't have to make a phone call, because that is the best case scenario for the two of you. I kind of lost the mood. But imagine now you're texting that you do that. Like, we're at a comedy show. Yeah. I don't know if I reminded you all that you're going to die someday or that 9/11 happened. You all got kind of bummed out. But you should make peace with that. It was 21 years ago, or in the next 21 years.
Oh my God.
Move away from death? Okay. Catholicism. The girl that I'm seeing is looking for an apartment. She wants to live alone, as she has made abundantly clear. And no, it's fine. She wants to live alone, so she's looking for places. We're looking for places together. And she found an apartment that was by a school, and we thought that's great, because if you have an apartment by a school and you're a woman living alone, you know there's no sex offenders in your area because they can't live near schools. And we found out it was a Catholic school. Y'all are fun. Okay, we'll keep going. So I used to go to Catholic Mass a lot when I was a little kid, because like many Catholic little kids, I didn't know how to say no. And I hated it. It's a very guilt-filled religion. Every Catholic Mass is like, good morning, what have you done? Repent. I'm like, I haven't pented yet. How can I repent? I don't know. Dumb joke. It's very guilty. And they're like, take your guilt and put it in this box with this priest. And it turns out, guilt, boxes, priests, not a great combination. They're like, here, have some free wine and a Bloody Mary. Feel bad about it. Look, if you don't laugh at these jokes, it's like those kids got abused for nothing. Do you want the kids to have been abused for a reason? Then chuckle. Another very guilt-infused religion is Judaism. And I was not Jewish, nor am I now. But I wish I had been, and I wish I was. Because Jewish people, they still have the guilt, but it's a much more light-hearted guilt. It's a much more shared. Even like the religions themselves, like Catholics are like, you are a Catholic. A Jew is like, I'm Jewish. Like I'm going to wear a hat, but not the whole hat. They're very non-binary friendly. They're like, give the boy a penis, but not a whole penis. Their guilt is a lot more shared. It's much more, it's less a box and it's more the family dinner table. It's like, the guilt is here with all of us and it's killing your mother. I love it. It's a lot more musical theater. It's like, tradition. Whereas Catholic guilt is more like this. One guy, he died, and it's all your fault, feel bad. I prefer Judaism. I think I've got time for one more. They're ordering a drink. A little bit more about me is that I am a pansexual person, which means I fornicate with skillets. Gives me meaning to the term pot sticker. Hey-o! Cute joke. If you're not familiar, this used to be called bisexual, but as I have illustrated, there are more than two genders. So now bisexual is what happens when you pay for sex. I don't mean necessarily financially, you might just suffer the consequences. Like kids. Does anybody in here have kids?
Yes.
Why? Why? What is the point? I don't know. I'm terrified of having children. I was always told when I was growing up, he was like, if you have sex, the worst thing that can happen to you is you will have a child. I said, thanks, Dad. I'll take that lesson to heart. And since I've been, terrified of having kids, and like today especially, I can't imagine having a kid. Because if I were to have a kid in 10 to 12 years, can you imagine doing the birds and the bees? First, you have to explain what bees were. you have to go down and be like, all right, well, hopefully don't go down, but you have to, you've just gone down and we wouldn't be in this situation. But you have to be like, where do babies come from? Well, when a man and a woman are irrevocably selfish. They want a pet that kind of looks like them and slowly learns to talk. So the man will heave himself onto his beloved, and then, do you remember when we drove through Alaska and we saw all of those oil derricks just pumping back and forth under the ground? It's a lot like that. So he does that until he has a spill in her BP, or big pussy. And then, much like the ocean levels, her belly swells until she has a procedure that has a 95% chance in resulting in vaginal tearing. 95% chance. Any of you who don't have kids yet? 95% chance. And that other 5% is that they didn't want to wait and they just cut it. And that's where babies come from. And then your baby will turn to you and be like, well, that sounds terrible. And like the world is here. Why'd you have me? It's like, well, we thought maybe you would be the one to fix it. It's like taking a half court shot at the buzzer. It's just like, maybe, I don't know, basketball. Was that a basketball? Yeah. I got there perfectly. But it'd be like, why would you even have me? It's like, well, they overturned Roe v. Wade, and instead of revolting in the streets, we went to a comedy show. Thank you, everybody, for listening.